Well, hello there. It is me. I don't know how to do this intro if you're not seeing my face, but I don't know. I guess we're just gonna start. This is my first ever speed build. So this holds a special place in my heart. Putting the music all together and getting all the angles and everything with Replay Mod was super fun. And a big thanks to Rubber for helping me figure it out and everything like that. He's a really big help, and I just want to shout him out. So I kind of wanted to take this opportunity a little bit to kind of give you guys some background, because I realized we kind of started this YouTube journey a little bit later than we started this whole build in town itself on Twitch. And I really recommend you go over to Twitch. You guys are going to see everything there first before you get it here on YouTube. But if you don't want to and you just like the edited down content, then here we are. So I hate building on live stream. I am just terrible at it for some reason. I don't know why. I just get so annoyed, I think, because I don't want to waste everybody else's time watching me build, because I very much go back and forth, and if I don't like something, I'll take it down and I will redo it, and I will keep doing it and keep redoing it until I like the way that it comes out. But I will say, with this town, it has taught me a lot. And I feel like maybe that's cheesy because it's a freaking Minecraft build, but I've been playing Minecraft for many, many years, and there's just something about it that it's forever going to be in my heart. And especially the building, I just feel like it's such a good creative outlet, and it's challenging because it's all made out of blocks. And I feel like you have limited resources and you kind of have to think your way through problems. And I think that I always struggled to do that. And so playing in our mod pack, we kind of get more freedom to do that while still having some restrictions. But also, I feel like I was able to teach myself how not to let the build kind of dictate everything. Like, throughout this town, I have roofs that make no sense, and I have things that are not symmetrical at all, and I have walls that make no sense, and randomness things, and I really love that about this town. And I feel like before I started building all these things, I had a really hard time not building things that were symmetrical and perfect and, you know, was even, whether that's on every single side or the certain little pop-out sections and everything. And it was a really big challenge for me to start building this town. And the first couple of houses, which are still in this town, are definitely rough compared to some of my newer ones. So how I've been building all of these is I've been building the outside kind of like a rough shell, and then when I go in to do the interiors, if I need to fix something on the outside, I'll fix it, but I mainly do the interiors. Then I go in and I do all the exterior decorations, so all the landscaping and little decorative things around the windows and stuff like that. So I'm kind of doing it in parts, so I find it easier to not burn out during this, since I'm not focusing on one house for so long. Like, I can build this one house, and then if I'm tired of it, I can move on to the next one. And then whenever I want to decorate instead of building, I can go back and do that. And I feel like this has been a really good rhythm for me to keep going, because all of these builds definitely take a while. You can even see the stuff in the background. We have some pretty big builds in this, and they took so long, and it's days and days and days in the making. I really had a fun time as well finding this style. It was very inspired by FWhip. He did one, I believe it was an Empire series. I'll link it down below, but his build style was very similar to this, except he added like ponds and way more nature and stuff like that, and he only had a few buildings like this that were like his main structures, whereas I wanted this to be everything. And I just started playing with it, and my first couple of houses are rough, but we got to kind of the flow state. I know what I'm wanting, and now I can play off of my other builds, and it just makes everything so much easier to be able to refer back to those if I need help. But FWhip was definitely the first like style that I saw, especially the window designs. I believe it was the window designs that I saw, and I was like, that's what I want. And I was like, how am I gonna make this into a house? And it was all very much trial and error, but I tried to keep going, and it eventually worked out. You kind of get a view of the town here. I really want to be able to do a little tour video for you guys because all of these things are just amazing, and I plan on furnishing all of the insides to them. Some of them are also going to be shops that people on the server can actually go into and use, and some of those have already been built, and I think it just adds such a cool community feature, and my town feels very alive, even though technically we don't have any villagers in it yet. We do have Minecraft Comes Alive, so eventually there will actually be real people walking around, so that'll be very cool. So actually having interiors matters to them, so it's kind of motivation to get them going too. But I'm really excited to expand this, and building this town in particular just feels so accomplishing, and every time that I play it, I fly up and I get a good view of it, and maybe it's cheesy, but I am just so happy with how all of this is turning out, and I feel like it has allowed me to play with different techniques and things that I've never played with before, and I've also allowed myself to be able to make mistakes in my builds and work with them rather than against them, because I feel like when you are just constantly hating the things that you're building and you're not allowing yourself to try new styles and try new things and allow yourself to kind of be free with the building, you end up just getting so burnt out. And I've definitely fallen into that loop many, many times. And I feel like this has been the way that for me that really works. I've just been able to just do what I want with it. And it's Minecraft. It doesn't need to make sense, and it doesn't need to be symmetrical, and a villager's house can be a 2x2 space. Who's gonna care, you know? Like, it doesn't really matter. And I feel like coming to that realization has been very freeing for me, and every time I just build these things, it's just made me so happy. And so I hope you guys enjoy when I start putting this out there a bit more. And I wish I recorded the houses before this, because there are some houses that are really my favorite, but unfortunately I didn't. But from here on out, we're going to be recording all of them, and some of them are a bit weird, and I think that that's just kind of fun, and I think it's okay to see that. And I also think that it's so cool to think that I did this all in survival, because I know a majority of speed builders build in creative, and they're just building and just having that be their creative outlet, and that's totally okay. But I think there's something special about seeing the build and then knowing that it's actually going to get used, and there's that little spark in it, you know? I don't know if this is all cheesy, but this house here was my first house back in a minute, and it definitely did take a minute, and I was trying to get back into the flow because I had been mainly decorating, so this was very fun. And this house is going to be attached to another house, so one side is completely blank, but that's because there's going to be another house attached to it. So yeah, it was very fun doing this. And like I said, I haven't done the interior and I haven't done the landscaping. I am going to be doing those on stream, but the outsides I've saved for you guys here on YouTube, and I hope you enjoyed it. I know it's not a super big glamorous house, but you know, it's a little townhouse, and that's what I like building. You can see in my backgrounds that I've built big projects before, but there's something about just building a little tiny house that's just super fun to me. I don't know. I think it's great. And I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I hope to do some more speed builds. So thank you guys so much. Have a good day.